Everyone may not know this, but our names have meaning. And leave it to the Duke guy to understand that in Latin, Jermaine, it derives from the Latin term Germanus, which means brother. And so please join me in welcoming my brother and your next head coach here at Lincoln University, Jermaine Gales. Jersey.
All right.
Kids.
Get the whole right. Life strategy.
Yeah,
Come on, dog.
come on.
You hold that side. Good morning. First, this is going to be a little bit emotional, but first I'd like to give honor to God, for without him, none of this would be possible. Wouldn't be standing in front of you good-looking people today. I want to thank my wife, Kizzy Gales, who I call the real head coach, okay? She is put up with me through so many years, from when I was a student assistant coach, volunteer coach, all the way to my first opportunity as a head coach. Thank you, sweetheart, for all that you do. My children, okay, they're all grown up now. Devon, Darius, Edistasha, Anjanae Nicole, Cassidy, Braden, for putting up with me, all right, through all these years of being late, okay, for things because I had a meeting with another young man at the institution that I had been coaching at the time, all right. Many sacrifices that they put together or dealt with because of my passion to this profession. I'd like to thank Dr. John Mosley for understanding that this is a great place to be, for being in place, for allowing me to contribute to a history that started back in 1866 by the 62nd and 65th, a history that is still being written. I'd like to thank Kevin Wilson for identifying me and believing that my vision, my mindset, okay, my glass half full approach to life is what Lincoln University needs at this point in time. I'd like to thank the community, alumni, donors, and fans for your concern, okay? I'd like to thank you for being concerned and for the commitment that you've shown during this transition to the Blue Tiger Athletics Department, the ambush. Next, I would like to thank Ed Rifalato, who got me into football, okay? Ed probably doesn't know this, but I thought I was a basketball guy, okay? Ed showed me that it's okay to be talented at different things, okay? Had he not have beat me in one-on-one basketball that day, I wouldn't be standing here in front of you. Steve Roberts was my first 4-year head coach. He took a chance on me coming all the way from California to a little town in Arkansas, Magnolia, and allowed me to shine on the football field and has turned me into the citizen that I am today. He done for me the same things that I'm going to do for our young men here at Lincoln. He showed them the way. He cleared the path, and he allowed them to flourish. Steve Quinn. Steve Quinn afforded me my first coaching opportunity. I was at home in California managing hotels when I got a call one day. He said, hey, how would you like to have a free master's degree? All right. This was about June 1st. I said, when do I need to be there? He said, July 1st. I said, I'm on the way. And if y'all know how far it is from California to Arkansas, it took me every bit of that time to get there. We jumped in a little old Isuzu Trooper and said, all I need is packing time and driving time. Thank you, Coach Quinn. To Tim Clifton and the Mars Hill family, Tim Clifton showed me what it was like to really be a leader, okay? He showed me that even keel is the way to go. He also showed me that the family atmosphere is what you need to be successful, all right? He showed me that you need to have these kids buy into you as a coach and not you as a individual. Okay, what I mean by that is if you are an individual and you're carrying yourself like an individual, these young men are not going to understand how to carry themselves as individuals. Okay, Coach Clifton, you mean the world to me. Michael Costa, thank you, Coach Costa, for allowing me my first coordinator role at the Division II level. Jerry Mack. Jerry Mack, I call Jerry, really good friend of mine. Jerry Mack is the king of organization. He showed me what it was like to put a vision from your head onto a piece of paper, and then from a piece of paper onto the practice. Thank you, Jerry Mack. Cedric Thomas. Cedric Thomas allowed me my first opportunity to be a Division I coordinator. He allowed me to be myself, put a product on the field that has been very successful, okay? We were pretty good at University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and it was because he allowed me to do my thing, so to speak, okay? And then Tony Coaxum, my most recent head coach at Bluefield State College. Thank you, brother, for allowing me to grow under you. You showed me a tremendous amount of leadership, and I took what I liked from you, which is a bunch, which is a bunch. So those are all the young men that I've been afforded the opportunity to work under, okay? They have showed me the way. All the young men that are going to work under me, I will show the way. From student athletes to coaches to graduate assistants, follow me, let's go get this work done, okay? What I want to do right now is just talk a little bit about academics, okay? What's the plan, all right? You guys over there, it's time to get to work, okay, in the classroom, all right? Winning has nothing to do with X's and O's, okay? This is my mindset. Winning has nothing to do with X's and O's. We're going to win by doing the little things before we even touch the grass, okay? Recruiting is going to be done regionally from inside out, okay? Yes, I'm going to go search the far corners of the world for student athletes, for guys who are going to come in here and make a difference. But it's got to start from here in Jefferson City, all right, to the surrounding areas, and eventually every state that touches Missouri, okay? We will get young men to come in and be a part of our program, help change the culture, put a product on the field that all the alumni, donors, and fans will be proud of. I can promise you that, okay? Not here to promise you a number of wins, okay? What I am here to promise you is that we're going to establish a culture, all right, that's going to be here long after I'm gone, okay? The culture that our young student athletes are going to pass down from class to class. Once we get it established, guys, you guys will be on autopilot. And I'm going to sit back and look, okay, and see where we've come from and where we're going. I'm excited about the opportunity to be the leader of the Blue Tigers, okay? I am genuinely excited about the team that I'm working with. I am genuinely excited about the team that I'm working for, okay? Without further ado, I would like to get to work, if you guys will allow me to. Thank you. I don't see it as a big challenge. I simply see it as an opportunity, okay? An opportunity. We've already got several young men, all right, who know how to play football, all right? We've already got the pieces in place for the community to be involved. We've already got a commitment from a number of people who want to see this thing be successful. My job is easy, all right? My job is to put the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle together so that you can see the big picture. That's my job. It's not a challenge, it's an opportunity.
Coach, do you have any ties to Missouri or been to Jeff City, or what drew you to here?
I have family in St. Louis area. What drew me to here was an extraordinary opportunity, okay? Lincoln University is going to be a program that people are going to be proud of, okay? We just have to stay tuned. Buckle your seatbelts because it's going to be fun, okay? I've got my in-laws, or my son-in-law has family in Kansas City. So we got St. Louis, we got Kansas City. It's not very far to get to someone who shares the same blood with you. So I like where I'm at.
Coach, one of the things that I've heard a lot of people talk about is, you mentioned it earlier, like recruiting from inside out. I mean, how much of recruiting is going to be based on mid-Missouri? Because if you take a look at last year's roster, there were only a few kids from the mid-Missouri area. A lot of them were, from other parts of the country. How important is it to you to get some local kids to come to Lincoln?
It is very important to get local kids to come to Lincoln because that's going to be the majority of your fan base. It is hard to get somebody who's from Florida to have their family travel up on game day. Right here, our surrounding area has good football, all right? How about some of those crowds that we see on Friday nights come out here and cheer for Blue Tigers on Saturday afternoons, you know? But I understand what the challenges are there, okay? So what we've got to do as an institution, as an organization, is create a product, put it on the field, and make people want to come.
Coach, I think you hit it right on the head when you said eligibility. I think we got to have our guys come back each year. We can't have you one and done. That builds a program.
Right.
And I'm glad to hear you say that. X's and O's can come later, but the eligibility is the thing right now.
All right, well, that is the cornerstone. So
That's the cornerstone.
in order for you to have football,
Right.
you got to have them books. We're going to go to school.
There you go.
We're going to go to school, and when we go to school, we're going to try to be the best students that we can possibly be.
Hallelujah.
All right, because we're not just trying to be eligible.
Right.
All right, we're trying to make honor rolls. We're trying to make dean's lists. We're going to be trying to make academic All-American status. Those are the things that are going to help us be successful down the road. All right, we can talk all we want about championships in the future. All right, but we trying to get championships in the classroom. That's a piece of paper that you can put on your wall that says I have earning potential when I leave out of these doors.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
you come from a school where in 1948, I attended a football game. My sister was a graduate there. Things were so bad that you had to change at halftime. You had no facilities. And so you've grown like Lincoln University. From the bottom up, you come from a good school. You start in a good school. Remember one thing, it'll all come about years down the road. You're not going to get success overnight. Things are hard here. You're going to make it easy because people can understand what you're doing. Keep your head above water. Don't look back. Keep moving forward. You'll be fine at Lincoln University.
Thank you.
Coach, I've got a question for you. You come from Bluefield State, which for 40 years did not have a football program. This year, this past fall, they had a winning record in really their first season back. What are some of the experiences you had with that program that you think you can bring here to Lincoln and kind of help you start the program up here?
Well, I think the first thing is the identification of young student athletes. Okay, we were able to win 4 games with all freshmen. Okay, well, 95% freshmen. We had a couple of transfers in there, but it's hard recruiting in that type of situation. All right, no different than it's going to be hard recruiting into a situation where we haven't had a winning season since 1972. Okay, it's comparable. All right, but what we did was we persevered through all the no's. You got to take the salesman's approach. It's going to take you 100 no's to get 1 yes. All right, so we're going to have to get 1 million no's. All right, so that we can field the roster of 110 people. All right, and we're going to field a competitive roster. That's the approach that we took at Bluefield State. And when you got the freshmen, you just got to coach them up. All right, teach them you got to teach them how to win in the classroom, teach them how to win in the community, teach them how to win on the field, in that order.
Coach, have you gotten an opportunity to meet with any of the football players from this year's roster and follow up on that? What is one of the first moves to just kind of formalize a coaching staff as well?
Absolutely. I had a chance during the hiring process or during the interview process to visit with a group of young men who care about this program, and I was impressed with with our conversation. Okay, Lincoln University has a good group of individual players. Again, we need to teach them how to win together. All right, teach them how to be less of an individual and more of a team. That's called the culture. So the next thing is to hire a staff. We're going to go through the hiring process. We're going to get the best fit for what we're trying to accomplish with this culture that we're going to set. So it'll be a little bit of a process. I've got some, got some guys in mind, but we've got to go through the applications and people who are interested. Again, you got to want who wants you.
Are there any other questions right now for Coach Gales?
I just, Father, what raised your excitement level about coming to Jefferson City and Lincoln University? I mean, what was it that really stuck out to you? Like, I got to go there.
Throughout the process, my conversation with Kevin Wilson, that was what attracted me the most, in my opinion, right now, because I have a mindset. Usually, it's hard to get to, like, your AD and your mindset have to really mesh in order for it to be an instant marriage, right? Right now, I feel like I've got the best AD in the world. We've only known each other for we've only known each other for a little while now. So I'm excited about being able to work with a person with a vision such as his, and I know that he's going to be a catalyst for this change that we're about to put on the football field and in this community.